everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I realise it's been a little while since I last did a video. I just haven't been able to fit it in. So I thought I've got a bit of time now, so I thought I'd do it. So I just wanted to provide a little bit of an update. This video is just a kind of mishmash of different things, just things that are happening in my life at the moment. So yesterday, it's been 2 weeks now, just over 2 weeks since I had my last vaccine, so I am fully protected now, which is good. I am, I guess, feeling ever so slightly more relaxed, because I now know that I do have full protection against severe disease, and my risk of getting long COVID is massively reduced. And I'm fit and healthy anyway, so statistically the card's already in my favour, but now now I'm fully vaccinated, I do feel a lot more safe. The cards are definitely in my favour now, and hopefully it would stop me from catching the disease, but if I were to catch it, hopefully it would make it a lot less likely that I would feel it badly. But I'm still obviously playing it very, very safe because I don't want to get it. And obviously, like, that full vaccination doesn't guarantee you can't catch it, it just reduces the likelihood that you'll have that many symptoms. So obviously I'm still playing it safe, and obviously with my OCD, which is driven very much by feelings that you can't really control. Like, I know all the logic and everything. If I was driven by logic, I wouldn't have a problem. But unfortunately, the OCD is very strong in the brain. No matter how much I know logically about the odds being in my favour and stuff, I can't break free of my restricted existence, at least not yet. It's going to take a very, very long time. But I do feel ever so slightly more relaxed because I do now have that fallback where I'm better able to logically reason with myself, which helps with the OCD. And I'm trying to stay out a little bit longer when I can, and also I'm trying to deviate on my route a little bit, because I know logically it's just as safe as the route I currently do. It's exactly the same logically in terms of safety, but it's just because with OCD you can get caught in very fixed patterns, and I really want to try and deviate my route a little bit and maybe walk a slightly different route, pushing myself to walk maybe a little bit further. That's what I'm aiming for. I did try that a little bit today. I didn't stay out too long today because the weather is a bit crap. But I did walk a slightly different route to what I do normally, and that's a start. So if I could build on that, that's what I'm trying to do. And the aim is eventually for me to see my dad face to face again, starting outdoors, because that obviously feels safer and is statistically safer as well. But a big start yesterday was that I did allow my dad into my place for the first time in ages. I wasn't there personally, I was out when he was in. And I did tell him to wear a mask and stuff. But that was a big start though, because before I was fully vaccinated, I wouldn't have felt safe, regardless of whether I was in or not, to let my dad in my place. So that shows that I am feeling a bit more relaxed now, because I know, my dad's fully vaccinated, so I feel a bit more safe now, at least with my dad. And I'm going to start with my dad in terms of trying to get to see people again. It will start with my dad because he feels like the safest person. But yeah, I let my dad in for the first time the other day when I was out because he cleaned my fridge for me. It sounds a little bit paradoxical, because when you think OCD, contamination, germs, you think, oh, I'm going to be really clean and everything. And in some areas, yeah, I am very clean, and I wash my hands, and and in isolated areas, very clean. But not in all areas. And my fridge really did need cleaning. And I really struggle with cleaning certain things. That's why I need a lot of help with it, because I never know where to begin. It seems so much of it, I don't know where to start, I don't know how to break it down, and then also it just feels really overwhelming. And also, I think with autism, I kind of put it on the back burner because it's not at the forefront of my focus, because I get focused in on my interests and stuff like that. It's very hard for me then to do certain things that need doing. unless I have some form of structure or routine in which I can embed them. And that's what I used to do with my support worker. Like I would do that sort of stuff with my support worker within a fixed time, and then it was like in my routine. But because obviously at the moment I can't see anyone face to face, I don't have that kind of enforced structure wherein I can do things like that. And it did really need cleaning. So I let my dad in the other day and he gave it a really good clean. It's so much nicer now and it smells so nicer. And yeah, it's had a really thorough MOT, and it also was defrosted because it needed defrosting as well. So I'm really pleased with that. And he also he kind of cleaned my kitchen a little bit as well. So that was great, and he just gave everything a once over because I hadn't let my dad in for so long. And like I say, because of COVID situation, but now I'm fully vaccinated, I do feel more safer letting him in. I still can't be inside myself when he's in. Eventually that will come when hopefully COVID rates go down and I start to eventually feel more safer going forward. But it was still a major thing for me though. So yeah, it was quite stressful though, particularly as I had to hang outside for ages while my dad was because my dad was like my dad is like an iceberg in there because I hadn't had it defrosted for ages, and he was supposed to have them defrosted like once a year or something. And normally I would, because my support worker helps me with that. But with COVID situation, just not happened. And I need my boiler servicing at some point, and that would be stressful because I need someone to come in the house because I missed the last service. My boiler's fine, it's running, but obviously it does need to be serviced. When the next one comes around, I'll have to let him in. I'll have to make sure he's wearing a mask and that he's been fully vaccinated. I'll have to double check that because no one's coming in my place who hasn't been fully vaccinated and is not wearing a mask. So those are things I always have to make sure. But yeah, as I say, it still was a good thing, and I am feeling ever so slightly more relaxed when out and about. Like if someone comes a bit too close, I'm not like so jumpy or running away so much because I know logically now that I'm really safe, and particularly outside, and I've been fully vaccinated, and yeah, so it just feels a lot safer now. So obviously still avoiding crowded places and playing it very safe, but definitely psychologically I feel a lot more safer now the cards are in my favour against this nasty disease. So that's that bit. So I'm going to move over to video number 2 now, because I have a few other things I would like to talk about, some good news as well. So moving over to video number 2 now.